180 for 9 again. And I had no idea I even had 9. I got to about 5 reps and I was like, I am done. But I got one more and then I lost count again. I thought I had 7. Part of me was like, maybe I've got 8. And I was done. Watched the video back and I see I got 9. I probably, if I knew I had 9, I probably would have gone for 10. But I had no idea. I thought I was at 7. Off a night shift. Haven't eaten. Slept 4.5 hours. I walk outside and it's freaking 38 degrees, it says on the phone, but in the garage it's like 40. Oh my God. I had doubts there was going to be a good session, but I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I mean, it's freaking hard to breathe, sweat dripping off your nose. And when you're doing an AMRAP set, you know, the cardio aspect, the getting stuff to your muscles aspect becomes very important. So after 5 reps, I was dizzy. I was done. And I feel like the reps started deteriorating pretty bad after 6. It felt like I was just hanging off my back. I don't know if you guys know what I mean by that, but I didn't feel stacked. My legs were jelly. I don't know why, but like even like in the 160, I felt my legs were kind of like jelly, like I didn't have my legs today. I don't know if you guys know that term, if you play basketball or soccer or football or whatever. There's that feeling where you have the jelly legs. You don't have the legs underneath you. I don't know if if that makes sense to you, but that's how I felt. Like there's no power out of the legs. So when you have that feeling, then it becomes, you're not very athletic. And when it comes to, weightlifting, you become more hingy. And you guys know my history with hingy squats. So I somehow mustered 9. I had no idea I was there. Part of me is like, man, I probably could have mustered another one. But, as I was warming up in the heat, I kept thinking to myself, like, what's the expectation here? Is the expectation here that every single workout I'm going to put a rep in? So in 10 workouts, I'm going to be at 180 kilos for 20. It's impossible. So instead of like expecting improvement session by session, which means 2 rep improvement every week, which is freaking impossible, and it's a really silly expectation to have. Even just getting your own previous PR is a really good idea, because it's my PR, right? It's my absolute max weight, max reps. And I've done it now for the 2nd time in a row. So that's a really, really good sign that I can reproduce that type of effort in conditions like this. And, I've spoken a lot about this. There's many, many different ways to, progress something, many different ways. Obviously, reps and weight is the stock standard one. You throw in sets there as well. Like you can increase your training that way. But also there's other stuff, like, there's, how quickly you do the reps, how long your rest periods are, many different types. Like you could probably even say that the temperature you're doing the work in as well matters. You don't have to be an Einstein to realize that it's a lot better to run and have a cardiovascular exercise when it's 20 degrees, a lot easier then than it is when it's 40 degrees. Density of air becomes a big issue. So every breath you draw essentially is carrying less oxygen, less things that you can use to make energy. So if you have doubled the temperature, I don't know what the physics say about that, but maybe you have, I don't know, displaced oxygen double. Probably not that bad, but the density of air it's not the same, right? So this is why it's a lot harder to run in the heat. It's a lot harder to do anything that is more than 3-4 reps, because you're supposed to be buffering the acidity, buffering the metabolic waste, rep to rep. But saying all of that, I'm very, very surprised. Once again, when I woke up and I knew the conditions, I had actually, I worked out the schedule a couple of days ago that I was going to wake up after a night shift, and I thought, nah, it's okay. I've had some really, really good workouts after night shift, and then last night, during the night, somebody said it was going to be really, really hot today. And I looked it up and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm screwed. I am screwed. Not only am I going to have the lack of sleep and lack of rest battle to go, but also heat. Heat is a bitch, man. It really is. It's really difficult to deal with heat. Sometimes heat is good. Like if you're doing singles or whatever, you feel like your joints are really warm and whatever. But when you have to breathe hard, and boy, did I breathe hard. Like I got to 5 reps and I'm like, man, there's no way I can make 10. Like I'm dizzy already, and I lost count. I was like, I'm sure I'm a 5. And then the next one, I was like, it's so weird how when you're in that sort of discomfort level, how quickly you get confused. It's something that maybe non-lifters don't understand, how difficult it is to keep count when your primitive I need oxygen reflexes start kicking in. You're so uncomfortable. You're just worrying about the next breath. You're so freaking getting smashed. Then, it becomes like, shit, what number is this? And the first couple of reps, you're good. But then when it really, kicks in, it's so hard. If I had somebody there in the garage with me and they were like, okay, that's 9, let's go. Shit, man, my mentality wouldn't have taken, stopping one short. But because I was like too short in my mind, I was like, no, I can't master 2 reps. I'm going to fall on my face. And that was it. That was the session. So maybe now, let's see what happens. This is the thing, like when you're working, when you got shift work, blah, 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 sometimes it takes a week or 2 to actually fall on a day when you're rested and you have a good opportunity to go for it. So I don't know, maybe the next time around I'll get 10 reps. Maybe I won't, I don't know, who knows. But I'm pretty confident that if I can muster a 180 for 9 on conditions like this, then I'm in a good spot. So when conditions are a little bit better, my God, I reckon I've got, one more rep in me. But regardless, having said all of that, it does not really matter. This is a 1 year long journey. Even if I get 10 reps, the next one is 11, the next one is 12, the next one is 13, so whatever. Just get the work done, work hard, and everything else will follow. And that's exactly what your mentality should be. Appreciate you guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.